Hi, Nithyananda here.
Is this Nithyananda?
Yes, Nithyananda here.
Yes. Hello, Nithyananda. You have Brenda and Rob from Conscious Talk Radio on the line with you. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you for asking.
Very good. Very good. Well, we're in a little break still, and we're about ready to come back on the air live, but we just wanted to say hello and good morning to you,
Yes.
and we're very excited to have you as our guest
Thank you for
today.
hosting me.
You're welcome.
Well, absolutely. It's been a few years since we were able to spend any time with you. We met you in Seattle.
I remember.
Yeah, we had a very enjoyable time, and
Yes.
of course your work has expanded mightily. You seem to be everywhere. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Well, and we're not surprised, as
I really thoroughly enjoyed the time with you both. I remember.
Yeah, well,
I remember
yes,
actually.
I know. Well,
The interview you did last time is one of the most watched video in my YouTube channel.
Oh, wonderful.
oh, yeah, great.
It is still there. It's still there in my channel.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the most
We'll have
watched
to
video.
check that out.
Great.
Yep.
And welcome back to Conscious Talk. You are listening to it, and I'm not going to get into too much other than to remind you to check out our Facebook page, because there's some pertinent information on there, especially with our next guest, because you are able to win some things by going to their website, and we're going to fill you in on that, but that is the innerawakening.org website.
And right now we are hosting Paramahamsa Nithyananda in His Holiness, and he is a global leader in the science of enlightenment and has been named among the world's top 100 most spiritually influential personalities of 2012 by renowned esoteric magazine Mind, Body, Spirit from Watkins. He is a rare living avatar, folks, a divine incarnation, and he's revered by millions worldwide as a powerful expression of super conscious energy. And we have him with us here today. He's affectionately known to us as Swami G, so that's what we're going to be calling him. Swami G, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I welcome all the listeners who have tuned into Conscious Radio at this moment from Seattle and other places across the globe. Most of you may be on your way to your work today. I also thank the Conscious Radio team for hosting me on this show. We'll start the show.
Very good.
Well, thank you so much. One of the things that we have talked about for years, which is often, kind of the human conundrum, is that we are these spiritual beings, and as the saying goes, having a human experience. But
Yes.
the problem is, we're not aware of it. We're not conscious of it. So can you tell us a little bit of your history, because this is your experience and what you're teaching the rest of us in the world?
Yes. Please, I'll start with this. It is how we look at the world and the context with which we experience the world and context with which we experience things around us. Please understand, it is like a very simple theory, looking at whether the glass is half empty or half full. When you think you are a human being having sometimes spiritual experience, you just wait for that spiritual experience, constantly looking for that. But I tell you, not only from my experience and experience of all the mystics happened on the planet Earth, as a reality itself, We are spiritual beings having human experience. You see, please understand this simple example. How you are able to heal anything when your life moves, you feel so many blows, worry, suffering, negativity, but continuously something heals you inside you, and again next day morning you are ready, up, alive for life to take on. Our ability to heal ourselves, our ability to stand up again and again to face the life naturally itself is a solid proof we are a spiritual being having human experience. Nothing else is required, just the simple, our natural ability to stand up again and again in life. The natural ability to heal ourselves. We always say time heals. It is not time heals, it is the being who is beyond time heals. Somehow, because we don't understand the being, we go on, tend to believe and tend to promote time heals. The ability that we are able to heal ourselves naturally from everything, whether it is a man-made calamity or self-made calamity, whatever, the ability to stand again and again naturally is a solid proof that we are a spiritual being.
Swamiji,
Yes.
I'd like to, I thank you for that wisdom, but I'd like to ask you too a little bit, to go back just a little bit into your history,
Yes.
so that our listeners that are not familiar with you understand that at age 12, you had a deep spiritual experience.
Yes.
What was that, and how did that lead to your enlightenment?
Yes, I'll try to expand. See, I was born and brought up in a very powerful spiritual energy center. It's the world's largest Hindu temple, Shiva temple, in India, in southern part of India. The place is called Arunachala. It's the world's largest Shiva temple, and the whole city runs centered on that Shiva temple. From the very young age, I was spiritually inclined and searching for the truths of life. One of my mentors taught me a simple process of questioning the source of my existence. Who am I? What am I? So, when I started questioning, I realized we have a wrong idea about ourselves. Our actual root pattern about ourselves and the idea we have about the world and others, and the way we project ourselves to the world, all these three makes us experience human experiences in the life. When I digged out where all these three are established, the idea I carry about me, the idea I have about the world and others, and the idea of me, how I project to the world, all these three, when I started searching on where it is established, what is the ground on which all these three ideas are standing, I realized all the three ideas are standing on my spiritual enlightenment. These three ideas are acting like a screen covering on my spiritual enlightenment. When I went deeper and deeper, digging out who is that, who is the source of all these three ideas, on which these three ideas are standing, I realized all these three ideas are the Maya. In Sanskrit we say delusion. And the source of all these three ideas is consciousness, which is my real being. So at the age of 12, when I was sitting and trying to dig out what really I carry about me, what I project about me to others, and what is the idea I have about others and the world, I saw all the three melted. All the three melted down into the space where I experience only life. Life means it was like how alive I feel inside my skin. The same depth of life I felt on everything around me. Whether it is a rock around me, or the small hillock which was in front of me, and the temple which was beside next to me, or the tree, everything I felt I am alive in that. The border which I had earlier, my body is separate and the world is separate, as melted down. The root pattern which I was carrying about me and about the world and how I project me to the world, all the three melted down into the source. I experienced consciousness, life completely around me. Everything around me was equally alive for me, just like how I am alive inside my skin for me. How much I am alive inside my skin with the same frequency I was alive outside my skin with everything. Please understand.
Well, we're going to leave it there for a moment, Swamiji, and take our first break. And we want to remind you to visit innerawakenings.org. All visitors to that website can enter the promo code RADIO. And during the interview, you can register and get a surprise gift by mail. 10 copies of Paramahamsa Nithyananda's most popular book, titled Guaranteed Solutions, and a grand prize, folks. And we'll be right back. Okay. And we'll announce that again when we come back in and then continue with our interview.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Swamiji.
Yes, I'm waiting.
I know you tell that story so many times, but every time for us, it gives us another dimension of a reminder, I guess, would be a good word. Of who we are. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So when we come back, Swamiji, we will begin to get into the core teachings, the four divine right principles, etc.
Yes.
And this next segment is very short. It's 6 minutes, so it will go very quickly. And then what we don't cover in that segment, we'll cover in the final segment, which we have 11 minutes, and give people advice on how they can connect with your teachings.
Yes.
Yeah. It's on the one hand, it's too bad that it's a commercial show because we have to break up.
No problem.
Yeah, but on the other hand, that's where people live, so we get to talk to more people. So
we have to.
And they're driving in their cars, so we try not to get them to drive off the road.
We have to reach the people where they are.
Oh,
Yes,
absolutely. Yes, and more and more people are
yes.
tuning in, as it were, on all levels. Not just on their radio.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been very exciting to see how all of the dark has come to the surface, so we can see it. All those things that seem so difficult, but now we get their purpose.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's been a very exciting time.
Yes.
Very exciting. And we've been having just beautiful weather here in Seattle.
Great,
very
great.
unusual for us. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Not like India.
I think here it's night, so we are having summer rains for last few days. It's a summer here
nice.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's evening, nice breeze, and
Very nice.
the campus where I am living is a huge campus.
Yeah. And it's, yes, I understand that it's gotten very large. Well,
I request both of you to visit once. You should visit India.
Yeah, we sure would love to one day. Right now we're in the midst of taking care of family, and that takes up a lot of time. But one day we'd love to travel and
Please visit India.
Great.
And
we've never been to India.
No.
you should.
we've never traveled.
You see.
I know.
You should see the other. It's a different. Not just different country, it's a different world. You should see.
Oh,
I'm
yes,
sure.
I know. We have a lot of friends that have visited India before.
Yeah.
See how the in US the whole civilization builds universities. Same way here, the whole civilization builds temples. You will see a huge granite structures which are 10 times taller than pyramid. That size granite structures you will see.
Wow.
See the
Yeah.
till 300 years before, the tallest structure, granite structure in the world was the South Indian temples. Not just two times bigger than pyramid, 10 times taller than pyramid.
Wow.
Stone structures.
Amazing spectacle.
Stone structures we have.
That's a lot of rock. That's a lot of rock to carry. So,
And taller than than the skyscrapers of New York City.
Wow.
The whole civilization goes on building temples, and this is a completely different world. You should see.
One day we may.
Yeah, right. Well,
right now
please,
we have my 91-year-old mother.
All right. Well, here we come.
Here we come.
Now we're coming back live again.
Yes, please.
And welcome back, folks. Thanks for joining us here today on Conscious Talk, radio that makes a difference. We will put your attention on our website at conscioustalk.net and draw your attention to our events section as well, because there's a lot of events happening in the Seattle area right now. And so we draw your attention to that, and also our Facebook page. I'm Brenda Michaels.
And I'm Rob Spears, and yes, we want you to pay particular attention to the innerawakening.org message that's there, because you can go to that website today, and actually, we will be repeating the show on the radio, Weir Network, etc., but you can go to innerawakening.org, find out more about Paramahamsa Nithyananda and all of his work. He is the founder of Inner Awakenings. And click on the little banner for Conscious Talk for this radio show and, receive gifts. And also that will register you for some larger prizes. But we have, who we affectionately call Swami G, on the show right now. He is the founder of Inner Awakenings, and his work is being carried all over the world. One of the interesting things, Swami G, is that you are the kind of the biggest Swami on YouTube. I always thought that was funny, because when we, in this country, we, as you say, you are in a different world than the one that we live in, and one that we we all aspire to spirituality, but so it's sort of funny to have you on be so big on YouTube.
But you say, Swamiji,
Yes.
you reach people where they are.
Yes.
That's a great
Yes.
principle to live
Yes.
by. But we want to talk about your core teachings through Inner Awakening
Yes.
that you created.
My-
What are your core teachings?
My core teachings can be reduced to just 4 words: integrity, authenticity, responsibility, and enriching. Let me expand on each word. Integrity, living as if the word and thought you give it to you and others is your life. Let me expand. See, the words and thoughts you give it to you and others, fulfilling, honoring, and living in completion. See, when you start fulfilling every word you give it to you, 2 things will happen. 1, you will feel complete with you. 2nd, you will reduce the words you give it to you. Because now you have to fulfill, you will naturally reduce the commitments you give it to you. When you reduce the commitments you give it to you, it leads to the space of completion. Society teaches us to complete the word we give it to others. But I tell you, more than the word you give it to others, we need to start fulfilling the word we give it to us. That leads to completion. Integrity, this is my first teaching. 2nd, authenticity. Constantly keeping you in the peak of your capability. See, how you feel you, that is inner image. How you project you to others, outer image. How others expect you to be for them, others' image. In all these 3, keeping you in the peak means create a best inner image for you consciously. Don't live with the inner image which has happened as accident. Create it consciously. And same way, how you project yourself, create a conscious outer image for you. Don't have the outer image which has happened accidentally for you. And take responsibility for what others expect from you. Because even what others expect from you, you make them expect knowingly or unknowingly. Taking responsibility even for that. This is what I call authenticity. And
We're going to hold that thought
Yes.
there,
Yes.
and we're going to get into the other core principles of responsibility and enriching with Paramahamsa, Nithyananda, or known as Swamiji, when we come back.
yes.
Okay, sorry,
Yes.
that was quick.
No
Yeah.
problem,
That
no
was very
problem,
fast.
no problem.
Yeah, yeah.
I know.
You know, one of the things that we've learned through our own lives and in our own
Yes.
physical healing is that, and we coach other people. We help them to come to the same place. When they are authentic, you know, it's how we can really relate to what you're saying. When people become their authentic selves, when they are that pattern, that God-given pattern, they heal. And we've had the same experience with cancer and with other diseases, that
Actually,
when you
But
hold
the-
that, well,
The moment
Yeah.
people become authentic, not only they come out of the diseases, they achieve extraordinary things.
Right.
yeah.
They can just radiate success. See, when you live integrity, you enter the space of positivity. Not just positive thinking, the space of positivity. When you live authenticity, you enter the space of possibility. So authenticity leads to very possibility itself.
Yeah. People are always asking what's their purpose, that kind of thing. And
I can say that with authenticity, people can discover the purpose.
Yeah.
Right.
In Sanskrit, we
It's
have a word
actually, that's their
prarabdha.
job, isn't it?
See, in Sanskrit, we have a word prarabdha, and for authenticity, we have a word shraddha. If the shraddha, authenticity, enters into somebody's life, they realize their prarabdha, purpose. The purpose is realized by authenticity.
Very good. Well, when we
I
come
know.
back, we'll have you bring up some
Yeah.
of those
Yes.
points.
Yeah, that's beautiful because it's simple. And one of the things that we've been saying a lot is that just because something is simple doesn't mean it isn't significant.
Yes.
Yes.
If that makes sense, because it's simple, but boy, it's hard to do. So at
Okay,
any rate, we're
coming back.
Coming back. Here we are. And welcome back to Conscious Talk. You're listening to it, and we hope that you're enjoying this and listening careful. I know that you're often, you're in your car, most of you, listening to this show, wherever you are. But, you may miss some things. Well, not to worry. You can always go back to ConsciousTalk.net. You can hear the show in the archives. We keep them there for up to 2 years. And, of course, the podcast is free. We give that to you because you're supporting those folks, those companies that do good business and produce good products that support us. I'm Rob Spears.
And I'm Brenda Michaels. And joining us this morning is His Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda, and we affectionately call him Swami G.
Yes.
And we've been talking today about his Inner Awakening program, and you can visit innerawakening.org, folks. And all the visitors to that website, you can enter the promo code RADIO, clicking on the Conscious Talk Radio banner. And you're going to be registered to get surprise gifts by mail. You're going to get copies of Swami G's popular book, Guaranteed Solutions.
Well, they're giving away 10
copies.
10.
And also, you're going to be registered for a grand prize of one mini iPad loaded with Swami G's video talks and articles on living a blissful life. So this is a great opportunity, folks, for you to receive all those great gifts. So, Swami G, we asked you to reveal to us your core teachings, and you were teaching us about 4 divine rights, the principles that you give to all of your students, and that's integrity, authenticity, responsibility, and enriching.
Yes.
And you were speaking to us before we took the break about authenticity, and during the break, Rob and I were commenting about authenticity, and we said that when we work with our clients, when they finally move into their authentic selves, they begin to heal. And you said there were other things that happen when we become authentic.
Yes,
What
yes.
are those?
See, when we become authentic, first thing, we will discover how we project ourselves to the world is an accidental protection shield we created. It is not consciously we have planned how we are projecting ourselves to the world. Once you discover the identity you are projecting to the world now is an accidental, you will scrap that and start building a conscious identity. Conscious identity means you will find true purpose of your life. Why we have confusion about what is our purpose in the life? Because our identities, the identity we carry within us, inner image and the outer image, how we project ourselves to others, both are built as an accident. See, when we are in some extreme conflict, confrontation, the shield which we used to protect ourselves has become our outer image. Most of the time, it is not built consciously. So when you become authentic, you will learn how to build conscious image. The conscious image means your true purpose, in alignment with the true purpose. Let me move to the third principle, which is responsibility. Means living and responding to every situation of the life from the truth that you are the source of everything. Therefore, you are responsible for all happenings in and around you. Whether the earth moving, or the ocean being the place where it is, or the human beings behave the way they behave with you, or the money behaves the way it behaves with you, or life behaves the way it behaves with you, nature behaves the way it behaves with you, whatever may be happening in and around you, you are responsible because you are the source of everything. When we take responsibility in our being, you will see suddenly the way you plan for your life expands, the way you look at the life expands. You get the holistic view about life, about the consciousness, about everything. The fourth principle is enriching. Enriching means taking the responsibility with integrity and authenticity that you will continuously enrich yourself and others for expansion of the life in whatever way you can. Whatever way you can. Let me now give the gist of all the four. When you practice integrity, your whole inner space, thinking, become positive. Not just positive thinking, beyond positive thinking, your inner space itself becomes positivity. Second, when you practice authenticity, anything becomes possible for you. Third, when you take responsibility for life, please understand, when you take the responsibility for your life, you will feel everything in the life listens to you, is under your control. Fourth, when you continue to enrich yourself and others, you experience the space of enlightenment itself. So this integrity, authenticity, responsibility and enriching, when you bring these four principles in the life, life becomes extraordinary. You realize you are a divine being with human body, not human being with some divine experiences once in a while. No, divine being with human experience. Every moment of your life, you will experience the space of completion. These four principles brings the space of completion and fulfillment in you. When you start living integrity, you will find the root thought pattern which brings suffering in you again and again, unconsciously. And you will complete with that pattern. When you bring authenticity in your actions, you will realize the image you project to the others is built accidentally, so that now you can complete with that image now, start building a conscious image. Third, with responsibility, when you bring responsibility at your being, you will complete with the world, with everything around you. Everything around you will be in tune with you. When you start enriching yourself and others, you will be just overflowing with contentment, with joy, and with consciousness. These 4 principles are the best way. Integrity in thinking, authenticity in actions, responsibility in being, enriching in living. So I welcome all of you to learn these 4 principles and radiate completion and fulfillment in the life. I also welcome all the listeners to come and experience our Inner Awakening program.
Yes, Swami, and I just want to mention, folks, that is by going to innerawakening.org, and we do actually have something. If you click on the Conscious Talk banner there on this radio show and put in the code radio, there are gifts for you. But also, hey, in the Seattle area, every weekend there are free meditations and health workshops in Redmond by going to innerawakenings/Seattle. You can innerawakenings.org/Seattle and catch up with Swami's teachings, which are very constant and all over the world.
He's also live online on two-way TV sat signs with Swami every evening as well, and weekend meditation camps conducted by Swami. Well, Swami, we just want to thank you so much for gracing our
Thank you for
listeners
hosting
today and
me.
blessing us with your wisdom.
Thank you for hosting me. Thank you for both of you and everyone who tuned the Conscious Radio. Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you, folks, for joining us. Have a beautiful day, and be sure and join us next time right
Thank
here
you,
on Conscious
Thank you, Ma.
Talk.
Thank you. Thank you. Let you all achieve, experience, live, express, radiate, share, and explode in eternal bliss. Nithyananda.
Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, Nithyananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bengaluru. Phone 08027279999. www.nithyananda.org. www.youtube.com/Life Bliss Foundation.